digging in the crates for something good. Hidden gems often misunderstood.
Yeah.
Cause you know there's no such thing as
Too much. Miscellaneous. Important stuff. Welcome back to the show. If you could tell who that was in the beginning, who was beatboxing in the beginning, then I'm very impressed, because I don't know that I could ever pick out a person from the sound of their beatboxing. But I don't know, maybe that's a skill that you have to develop. Maybe that's a skill you have developed. So good for you. But if you don't know who that is Brandon Anderson. He's been on the show a couple times before, a good friend of mine, someone I love to talk to. And this week, we actually talked about beatboxing. And then we perfectly segued into fatherhood. Brandon has 2 kids of his own, so he has a lot more experience than I do being a dad, since I have 0 kids of my own. So, but yeah, I think that was pretty much it. And then whatever else we chatted about, which could have been anything. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Here it is.
Takes me back to college when I did some beatboxing in my day. That's a little something you guys don't know. I was part of a crew that would travel around and sing and just play guitars and beatbox.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's
They were a cappella some days, and then we were instruments others.
Wait, how did that start? That sounds like a miscellaneous important thing.
Well, I guess I went to a Church of Christ growing up, so like really, really conservative. We only sang a cappella. And then college was offering kind of like this scholarship if you were part of this group. So I had to like try out for the group, and it's just like a funny comedy group. And so I sang and we did stuff like that, and I would beatbox up on stage and just be silly. And it was usually for camps to promote our school that I went to.
Okay.
And that's kind of where it was. And I went to 30 different states, I think.
Doing that?
Yeah.
Wait, but how'd you get into beatboxing? Was it just
No, beatboxing is like that. Like that's like a cornerstone in your life in acapella, like COC growing up. It's like, okay, so are you like gonna be somebody famous, like a rock band, or are you gonna be an acapella band? Because if you're gonna be an acapella band, you're only cool if you're the beatboxer, you know? So it's like, oh, I have to be the beatboxer, you know, come on. And at the time, like the loop stations started coming out and some other cool stuff like that. So I like got all that stuff and I sucked at it. So I stopped that stuff. But the groups I would listen to was like, this is so awesome. And then I take it to all the kids at my school, and then they're like, what the heck is this? What is
Once
this?
you're outside of that circle.
Can you just use a drum set? I'm like, no, I use my voice.
Because I'm
like,
cool.
And what's crazy is there's a humongous following of it. Like now, like you go on YouTube and just type in beatboxing.
Oh,
and
I've watched
they have
some
like
of those.
tournaments, and I'm sitting here going, okay, well, one, I'm glad I'm not that big of a nerd, but I am, and I love it.
Yeah,
But
you're
two-
the one watching
but
it. That
two-
makes you just as
but-
big of a nerd.
No, I'm actually a bigger nerd. But 2, it's like, oh my gosh, what did they do for 10 years? Like, this is crazy. It's like, and it's a sport on its own. I love it.
Yeah.
So, no, it's pretty cool. That's my miscellaneous important thing for me.
Man, I'm trying to get into looping. I love loop machines. I actually have one over here. I don't think
you
I've showed
really?
you this. This is the RC505.
Oh, yes.
And
It's very good.
I've had trouble hooking it up to my software here.
So, yeah.
It works, but I want to get it all integrated. You should come back. We should just do some loops sometime.
I would love to do some looping with you because 1, it's fun, and 2, if you, I don't know, it's easy to make songs with loopers.
I know. I love.
And you can go for hours.
People making loops online, like YouTube videos of people recreating songs.
Or like, that's even better. We could do kind of like what they do on the NBC show. What's his name? Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, I was about to say the Trump show.
No,
Whoa.
No.
Apprentice.
Tiny Hands. No, not that one. Jimmy Fallon, where he does like those little random songs with famous stars and like silly dumb toys.
And he's usually done.
We could like
doing
pick out
impression.
5 songs that we like. Start us off on the beat, the beatboxes, and then you loop that, and then we move on to the next thing, and then we just grab random things that we have around your place here and just make some songs.
Yeah, because I have enough instruments here.
Yeah.
I got, let's see, Saxophone. I can bring my drum box back.
You got your electric guitar.
Acoustic guitar.
I can play some acoustic for you. I know that one.
What else? A saxophone.
And you have a table that's definitely workable if we don't want to do
I have
beatbox.
2 keyboards.
See, we're set.
I have a sample pad coming. Sample pads.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're wearing pads. So. Anyways, well, cool. Yeah, that's a little old history of B. Randon.
Perfect. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Do you want to spit any more beats?
No, I'm good. No,
do you feel like you've lost it? Like,
oh, very much so.
But I mean,
no, I feel like an old fart when I start doing it because I'm like, I don't have the cool tools that everyone else has now.
What
tools? Like a looper or like the biggest thing for me is like headphones and microphones sound great when you're there, but when you're just doing that in the open with nothing to kind of make your beats sound fatter and cooler, you're just basically spitting. And people are sitting there going, okay,
are you done?
Are you done yet? And it's cooler too if like you have somebody beatboxing while somebody else is like rapping something or doing something. But of course, you know,
I can't do that for you.
I just don't think I fit that bill, nor do I rap fast. And by rap, I mean, I don't rap at all. I don't know.
No, you need to find a rapper.
Yeah, rapper or somebody who can sing fast, like Ed Sheeran. You know,
does he sing fast?
Well, you know,
I guess he does.
Yeah,
sometimes.
his main, like one of his songs is and he does all that stuff. So, I don't know.
Wait, does that go with beatboxing?
Mm-hmm. That's what he started. I think that he has a version of it online where he does his drums, with his guitar, loops it. Then he does beatboxing with his mouth. And then he starts singing and gets everybody started going, whoa.
But I mean, does beatboxing go with fast singing? Like, is that a thing?
No, I think it's more of just like you as a beatboxer, the cool beats are faster. You know, if you stick down to the 70s and 80s, you kind of get into slow jams, and I don't know who's going to slow jam like an electric solo with a beatbox. It's just not something. Now, that being said, Pentatonics totally blows all that out of the water. They've done that, and they've added in beatboxes. But their beatboxer, luckily, is also a cellist. So whenever he doesn't beatbox on slow songs, he just grabs the cello and he's like, "I'm amazing at this too, guys. Look at me go." So
yeah, I love how. Also, I feel like I'm talking about beatboxing like I'm some sort of authority on it, and I know nothing about it really, other than I've also watched those YouTube videos of people.
Here, I can give you a 101. Do you want a 101 just for the hell of it? Okay. So the biggest thing for me when it comes to beatboxing, I don't know, this just is the thing. So you have your bass drum just like in a drum, you know, so it's always the right, and then you have your hi-hats, which are the right?
Ooh, that's a good sounding hi-hat, really.
So it sounds like...
Do it again.
So it's like an open hi-hat, right? Or you have it closed.
That felt more like a closed hi-hat.
Yeah. So you got like that. That's a kind of an open one. Or maybe
open?
just like a rim shot
open?
a little bit. So and then you got like the snare, which is just the ish, ish, ish. So it's like ish, 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 ish. But again, I'm just spitting. I'm not doing much of anything. And then one thing I learned a long time ago is adding in things, you know. But the thing is you have to say this thing called dividendus.
So that come again.
It's called dividendus. So it's divid, and then you kind of close your mouth up as you're doing it, so it becomes divid, you know, kind of like electric sounding drums. So that's kind of my era, 90s. So yeah, it's like you know, it's like.
Yeah. I wish I knew how to freestyle. I don't know words. I'm lame.
So dividendus. So that one's fun. And then crashes are just.
Yeah.
So.
Is that how you'd end it?
Yeah.
Oh man, I love music.
Or the crash. Yeah, no, music is great.
Have you ever listened to? I think it's Harry Mack. I think it's his name.
Harry Mack. What?
He's a rapper.
Is he all dressed in black? Oh,
no.
It's Harry Mack.
That's Miss Mary Mack.
Oh, sorry, Miss
all
Mary
dressed in black, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I see. That's right.
he'll walk around New York. He's got these videos where he walks around New York and he freestyles like what he sees, but he's really good.
Oh no, it's people with those kind of brains. That's my child. That's my younger child. He will do that someday. I know he will.
You think so?
I think I'm just saying, like, he'll have a job where he's using his mouth to like just come up with things on the fly, and I don't know what that will be, and it's probably just creative. But I see him doing something like that. He just.
How old is he?
He's 6.
So what sorts of things is he saying that?
Man, it's just, oh gosh, I wish I was good at remembering things because then it'd be better right now. But he is a smart aleck little kid. Oh, okay. But he's also like, he knows he's cute, which sucks because he'll go around. Here's a good story. So his teacher, who's, young, 24, got it all together kind of girl. I would say cute because that's what everyone calls just the cute teacher.
Why'd you quote that? Are you saying she's not?
No. She. Look, I'm a married man. Okay, so I'm trying to be sensitive to the fact that I'm married. And anyways,
I get that. I don't have to be. I mean, I say what I want.
No. On that matter, it's like she's the cute teacher. It's so he has to leave every day to go to the not to the bus. What am I saying? Sorry, I went to the bus. He didn't go to the bus. He walks home. He goes to the walker's line, and she was a little frustrated with him that day, but then he looked over and winks at her. I wish I could give you the wink he does.
He winked at his teacher?
He winked at his teacher. Like he actually goes, "Hey, Mrs. So-and-so," and I know her name. I just want to say it out. "Hey, Mrs. So-and-so," looks at her and goes, and you guys can't see this, but I'm literally giving the most flamboyant wink I can possibly give. And she said, and I kid you not, I laughed so hard, I had to call my mom and tell her what a student had just did. And now we just have wink wars every single day. And it's great. And I'm like, oh, you went down that rabbit hole big time because he's playing you like a fool. He got you to wink, and now you're just always going to think about that every single time that you're trying to discipline that boy. Would you read your book? Oh, miss, I'm just going to wink at you.
Because he knows it works.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's just crazy. That, and his spatial recognition is crazy. And like, we were just talking about Minecraft and him like building stuff. Anyways, you can't teach these kids these things. They just kind of have it,
Yeah.
It's like it's innate in them, and or they've learned it from their older brother or older sister, or they're trying to aspire to be something that you can't. Like, here's a good one. Again, 6, and he what was it? I was just pouring rice or something like that into a bowl, and he goes, "Dad, that is so satisfying." And I was like, where do you learn
to talk like that?
What it was that? It's like, it's just, can you do it again? And I'm like, no, like, what is that? Do you even know what satisfying means? He goes, yeah, it's just when you really like it. You just think it's awesome. I was like, okay.
It's like teaching you what it means.
Okay, that's not bad interpretation of what satisfying is, but how do you know these things? This is so weird to me.
That's interesting though, because you're an artist, and I wonder if some of that comes from you. Like I feel like he's just looking at the world in a different way, which is a lot of what you do every day, because you have to. I mean, you're trying to figure out a new view on things, a unique view.
Trying to break the norm.
Yeah.
Trying to break.
It sounds like he's doing that naturally, though.
Yeah. No, he breaks me all the time. He breaks parents. And that's another thing, is like just parenting in general. It's like,
yeah, what's that like to love a kid and you see all the good qualities in him, and you'd probably just rather hang out with him sometimes, but to have to discipline him.
Well, I'm going to give you a 2-minute like synopsis of what parenting looks like in my life.
Okay.
So I have a 10-year-old also who, man, that kid, he wants to make his parents happy. He is always always doing the right things. He goes, when we trust him going anywhere, doing anything, pretty much we just do, just because we know he's going to probably make most times the right decisions.
But probably also recognize when he doesn't.
Yeah. And he knows, and he'll give us the, oh yeah, no, I did that. I'm horrible. I'm sorry. But he's always trying to fight for, recognition, because he's got the 6-year-old who's so dadgum smart and the bully of the house, that it becomes more of like, and I mean bully, not in the bully sense, but more of in like, I'm smarter than you, or I got this before you, or something to that effect. But we keep on trying to remind our 10-year-old, look, you're going to turn 18 one day and you're going to get out of this house and you don't have to deal with this anymore. And he'll still have 4 more years in our house by himself, having to do all the things that you have to do at this age. Get what I'm saying? He goes, yeah, but that's like 8 years from now, Dad.
Which when you're 10, that sounds forever.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So, But yeah, no, he's ready to drive and get out of our house. So that's, cool. 10-year-old. But our 6-year-old, it's like, I'm just going to milk this for all it's worth. And so no matter what we say, it's usually always like, yeah, I don't really believe you. So I'm just going to say whatever I want to say at this point. So, and I'm sitting there going, how do you teach? How can you stop this? It's driving me
And
crazy.
can you?
Yeah, there's some things I'm learning, but just now I was like, I didn't have to do this with my 10-year-old. I'm having to do it with you. Well, because he learned from his 10-year-old how to, how to get out of those kind of messes by either lying, stealing, cheating, whatever he has to do that he has to do. But he also, he does have a little bit of attention problems, but I think that's him deciding he has attention problems. Like you say a name 5 times and finally he'll be like, oh, what? Huh? Did you say me? Did you?
Selective hearing? I think is what they call it.
It's more than selective hearing, man. Sometimes it's literally like, I think you called me. No? Okay, I'm going to go back to what I was doing. And it goes back to what he's doing. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I want to. Anyways, so that leads me to my next thing, which is abuse. No. No.
The natural path.
No. In all honesty, he exudes like, I'm going to disobey no matter what you say. That's his tagline for life. And I think it's cute. And I've had to learn some new ways to discipline, like the always and time out.
Yeah.
Or the better one, and this is one I really would highly suggest to any parent in general, is learn how to take them to a safe place so they know, like, what you're doing isn't okay, and you'll be rewarded if you do it the opposite of that. So, once they know that, hey, I did something really good today and I got rewarded for it, that's when it becomes, oh, ding, ding, ding. Okay, if I act good, I'm going to get this check mark or this toy or this thing, or, for doing so good. So that's been helping us a little bit. Like, we've got kind of like a check mark system. We haven't followed it too well as parents. We're learning how to be a little more consistent on that part. It's all about getting your parents on the same page too. Sometimes, so me and Jordan are always having to communicate. Did you give him the mark today? No. Did you give him the mark today? No. Does he need a mark on his butt? Yes. Go ahead and do that. No, I'm just kidding. Wait, again, we don't do that kind of stuff. But he, you just got to play. You got to understand, and each kid's different. That's the hard part. Like the first one didn't have that problem at all.
It seems like the only time where that comes up is with children, as far as telling somebody to do something. And no matter what you say, it's like you're going to lose, but also you're supposed to be the winner because you're the adult.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you talk to an adult like that,
yeah,
but you don't even run into that. So you don't even, how are you supposed to know how to deal with that? Because I don't think of adults that way. Exactly.
And the sad is, I've read one thing online where it's like, oh, this is normal for kids. And then I've read, that's just a phase. And then I've read somewhere else where it's like, this isn't a phase, that they won't get through it unless you do this particular thing exactly the way we say. And I'm sitting there going,
it sounds like parenting is just guilt every day.
Yeah, no, well, and his one, here's a good one. Okay, I remembered one that he says, ready? Dad, I would say yes more often if you would say no less.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, whoa, that's deep. I have to leave this room right now before I blow up on you. You want to hear no? You want to hear no?
I need some time to think.
I just turned into Randy Savage.
It's got to be maddening, though, because like you're running into situations you've never dealt with, because why would you have dealt with them?
Well, and then I think there's the too relaxed of a parent, too, where I don't want to be I don't want us all just to be the cool dad, because then they're going to learn some bad habits. And we've already seen that in general, because we let Jacob do whatever he wants, but he did it with, with a conscious brain.
Yeah. So you didn't have to worry about whatever he wanted didn't mean
right.
crazy.
It's like a very, very moral, he was trying his best to ethical brain. Is that right? Moral brain, ethical.
Sure.
He says
he had like a moral compass naturally.
Yeah, naturally. And I think that was just because, we were teaching him, we were doing it this way, and this is the way we're going to do it. And, and he knew that discipline, when he got in trouble, he was in trouble, this kid, man, he'll just sit there and milk it until it's milked, and you're just like, okay, well, the corner time did absolutely nothing for you.
Yeah.
So now it's time for another 5-minute timer. It's running around. We're learning, but it's a lot of fun. It really is. I know that sounds crazy. Parenting sometimes sounds like, how would you put up with this maddening thing? I said, because the minute he comes and gives me the biggest headache, the biggest hug,
Yeah.
and and says, you know what, I'm sorry, Dad, let's go have fun, and we have the cool dad kid time. It's awesome. We're playing Legos, we're playing Minecraft, we're doing something like that, just being dummies. Or like my older one, we have our little thing we tried to do for a while, and taste buds thing, try to be on their level.
We'll come back to that. But.
Okay. Yeah. But those kind of things, those moments right there, they're worth all the headaches in the world. They really are.
I bet. I when I think about being a dad, I think about those moments more than the others, which I'm sure everyone does when thinking about having kids, right?
Well, I think the biggest thing that a lot of people right before they have kids, and I'm Matt, if you're listening, just hear me out. You don't expect anything. Do not expect anything from the kids. They
like anything. What do you mean by that?
Don't force them to be what you think they should be, because that's the minute that you've failed as a parent. I feel like just like in any good leader situation, if you're not teaching by example and training them, they're not going to learn. In a sense, they'll just feel pushed in a way that you don't want them to feel pushed. And so I don't try to expect anything from them. I just hope that they do it right. And you can't expect anything sometimes. Sometimes it's just, and that's what's I think helped calm my nerves a lot more lately. It's just knowing that, look, he's another human being. He's got his own thoughts too. I've got to think on his level too. And a lot of people don't think that way anymore. It's very much like, this is what the world says I should do, and this is what it's going to happen. Like you just said a second ago, oh, well, I'm so used to, I'm supposed to be right in this situation. Well, maybe I'm not.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe I needed to just get over myself right then and just walk away like I did the other day. It's just like, stupid.
I'm sure that's hard when you're a parent, though, because you're supposed to have all the answers. You are, at least for them. I mean, of course,
Right.
you don't have all the answers.
No.
We all really know nothing. But when it's your kid, they're also looking to you for answers a lot of the time.
Well, and also, they want to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Why aren't you going to bed? Like, why do you get to stay up? Why do you get to have the cool, expensive sushi and we don't get to have the cool, expensive sushi? Because you don't eat the dang sushi. I mean, you do, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to spend $12 on you, but, but it's those little questions like that. Why don't we get this and you guys do? It's like, well, when you get older, you'll be able to get this too. The first thing they do is like, well, when I get older, I'm going to have this. Oh, okay, great.
Isn't it weird? Is it weird to hear that? Because, of course, I remember being told that, and now I'm older. I'm like, yeah, I can do whatever I want. And then I think about saying that to a kid, and then you're like, oh my God, how did I get here?
Well, and also, okay, two different mindsets too. And I love the transition a child makes into adulthood, right? The child at the beginning is kind of like, I'm carefree. I could care less what anybody thinks. I'm doing my thing. I'm not even thinking about consequences until they show up, right?
Yeah.
And parents adults are the opposite. So they're like, oh, what consequence can I stay out of? What thing am I worrying about today that could happen? They don't think about what could happen. They just do.
They're more impulsive.
And so I love thinking that way sometimes, but then it could also put you in a situation where they're in. Sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to be in this situation anymore.
Like, I didn't want to be here, but here I am.
It's like we got so smart for ourselves that we sometimes put ourselves in a little corner and we don't mean to.
Where you can't be free anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's true. Sometimes I'd love to just do things and not think too much about consequences. When I say consequences, I don't mean that I'm gonna like die or something. But
no, it's like, hey, I don't have any good one right now. I was trying to think.
I'd always think about trips or spending money on something that I'm not sure about, or
like your trips where you go out on your own. Like
I don't really know what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm even gonna enjoy it, but I just go, and it's still an experience.
Right. And I definitely wish I had more experience there as far as like being free spirit. I think my student loans and other things have kept me not so free spirit, and so that's one thing I'm teaching my kids. Like, you don't have to have a college degree to be, to get good money. Just work hard and have and if you're gonna be creative, be creative. So of course my older one, my 10-year-old, I think he's gonna be an engineer of some sort. And
see, for that one it makes sense because you go, like, my brother's an engineer. went to college, got the degree, got a job. And actually, he paid off his college before he even got out. So,
Yeah.
I mean, there's ways to do it. You don't have to go into huge debt, especially. Don't go into debt for like a, I don't know. There's so many degrees that you
A runway person or I don't know. There are a lot of certified businesses out there that make good money. Welding is amazing.
Yeah.
Welding people make good money, and
There are skills
and you
that
get
you can take you
certifications
so
doing
far.
that, and then you work your way up. It's like a guild almost in a
Even
sense.
truck driver right now. I mean, I don't know how long that'll last. It may go away. We may have automated trucks, but you can go get a certification and make more money than most people are making.
It's crazy. No, and there's a lot of things like that. I think that one, I think colleges are already starting to fill a little bit.
Yeah.
And two, it makes sense to me to start working our way back into a physical society where we're using our hands to really work, to really do the things that we need to. It's not a whole bunch of just
Influencers and
yeah. Sorry.
Instagram stars.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, right now it is. But I'm saying like people are realizing, hey, once the older generation, before boomers are out, we aren't going to have people replacing our refrigerators anymore. We aren't going to have people doing this. So a lot of these YouTubers are getting on there and saying, well, this is how you do it. And this is how my grandpa showed me how to string a guitar.
Yeah.
Hey, this is how and I'd love to be able to do something like that myself even. Like, hey, how do you boom, put in the things. Like I've been very proud of myself getting on YouTube and fixing a few things around my house. Just in that general aspect. Like, hey, my dryer went out. Why did my dryer go out? I looked online. Oh, here are 3 of the main causes. We had an electric storm a couple nights ago. Oh, hey, one of your fuses is burnt. Oh, I could weld that down. Hey, you could start a fire if you weld it wrong. Hey, I could go buy the part for it. So I did. But I saved myself like $250 by not letting somebody else install it for me.
I'm sure you feel better because you learned something.
Learn something. And, it's just hands-on stuff like that. Now, granted, I'm sure that a farmer somewhere is going, you put together what? We wash those with our hands.
Yeah, come out here in the field with me.
Yeah, help me grow this Soylent Green, will you?
Sometimes, I mean, I know it's a hard life, but there are, like, thinking about a farmer's life, it seems, in a way, simpler. I mean, it's hard work, but just it seems very straightforward. You have to do this, this, and this. You just get up and you work and you go to bed, and it almost seems like a more peaceful life.
I 100% believe that they had more peace than we ever will, and I think that's also the reason why that generation lived to be so long.
Yeah, because like every day you're putting in a good day's work.
Yeah,
and when the day's over, you feel good about it.
You're bending, you're walking, you're using your body the way it's supposed to be working, and this is not to say I'm sexist by any means, but it's like, and the wife was always busy in the house. And or out in the field too. I'm not.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I'm just saying, like, they were working and he was working and they were all working together for something like that.
And for the family, for a greater purpose, for something, you all felt like you were contributing.
I think the biggest problem now is big corporations make it feel like farmers don't have a spot if they don't work faster.
Yeah, and they don't because they can't.
They have to work faster.
Their prices are also too high because you're getting like.
Well, they have to work faster because there's so many people that live in the world. So
yeah.
So.
But I know, and we can't really go backwards to that time. But
I know
it does sound nice in a way.
I mean, a plague would make that happen.
I mean, I don't know about you, but there are days where I mean, I do work, but I don't feel like I really put in any work. Like I don't feel. I mean, it's maybe valuable, but it's not fulfilling.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
And I'm sure that's a lot of people.
Oh, there's some days. I can tell you right now, there's some days.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and again, it doesn't mean it's not you didn't do good work or you didn't do what you needed to do. It's just.
It's like I'm not really sure why I made this today, but I'm okay with it, I guess.
You did the work. You're capable of the work, but I bet you could talk to anybody, especially in a creative field or marketing, advertising, whatever, where you go, I know.
Here's a good thing to live by, and I like this one too. I did it. It felt like nothing to me, but somebody else wasn't able to do it. And I saved them the time and the money. So that's a good way to look at it. A good way of looking at it. So it's just hard for me. And it's not hard for me to get over that sometimes. I think the hardest thing for me sometimes is I'm trying not to be part of the world, right? I'm trying to be different. Yeah. And so part of me sometimes is like, what am I doing differently than somebody else around me? And I'm not talking about like my co-workers, but I'm just saying like, is there anything I'm adding to this situation.
And
I
add
think
value.
And my value, I feel like, is a lot of just give. Just give. Make sure you're giving, no matter what. And I'm learning to say no more, but
That's
it's
good.
giving. It's just whatever it is, do it. Give. Give myself, give my time, try to offer whatever I can. So
I think it's such a good attitude. And I see that with you. Even seen when you get frustrated about things, you very quickly come back and like have a positive attitude about it.
yeah, I had a short fuse for a while, and Bad Brandon he's gone now, so that's good.
But even like when I've seen you upset, it's just like you do. At least now, I mean, I haven't known you long enough to see like that past that you've talked about. It's just you bounce back quickly, or you try to at least, and that's.
Well, I learned a really, really cool technique. Ready? Walk away.
Oh yeah.
You can walk away.
Yeah, it helps.
That's awesome. Walk away. And also YouTube people that are really cringy. I told you that.
Oh yeah, I love that. Wait, yeah.
I think we talked about this on the
Describe
podcast.
that. Tell me.
For a while there, for a good 4 or 5 months, I was just watching people getting angry at other people on YouTube, and it's not satisfying to listen to. It's not satisfying to watch, but it made me go, I don't want to be these people. And it became kind of a little, if I've ever felt bad or mad or something like that, I just turn on a little cringy video. I wouldn't watch it. That sounds bad. I don't watch cringy videos. I just listen to people getting mad at other people because I realize I don't want to be this person. This is the person I do not want to be.
Because you see what you would look like or sound like if you were being that person.
Yeah, it's a good therapy. I mean, it really is. For some. I would say for some. Some people may be like, oh, I want to go throw something at someone now.
Get them like amped up. Like, I'm ready to fight.
Yeah. Okay. I have a little admission. We had students come to ICG the other day.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, just the workloads and how sometimes, things just don't work out the way you want to. And you just get really, really frustrated about maybe a client or a coworker or something like that. And then sometimes you just want to shoot it. And I didn't know what to put there. And I was like, shoot was the horriblest thing to start off with. And
That's how you started the phrase?
I said, it just makes you want to shoot it. And I went, oh, that's how I meant. But I didn't say it. Oh, that's not what I meant. And I said, a cat. And
Wait, I think I heard that.
Okay, did you hear it? Okay, and then a girl in front of me was like, I love cats. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be offensive. That's not how I meant. I just shouldn't have said shoot at all. Let's back this up.
I meant pet.
I just meant like, I just want to punch a pillow or something like that. And I was like, I hope you guys don't go home and are like, I think I know who the next person is going to go around shooting things.
His name was Brandon.
No, it's not going to happen. No. But yeah, no, yeah, it's crazy. How much time we got? Do you want to hear about other?
Hold on. I had a question, but let me.
Yeah. Please ask the question.
Oh wow, we're down to 8 minutes. So
okay, yeah.
See, it flies right by.
And we didn't do the thing we were gonna do.
No, we didn't.
So maybe next time on that one.
That's why I like a plan and then a backup plan
and then we just went for a plan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I did want to go back to your taste buds thing. So first of all, great name for a show.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. And just so everybody else knows out there, Taste Buds, me and my son, my 10-year-old son, Jacob, we started a thing where we just try food. I didn't know what I was going to tape it on. I didn't know how I was going to edit it. Didn't know anything. I just knew that, hey, this is a cool name. I want to do something with it. And Jacob really likes these review shows. So I thought, well, let's just review something. And we had just gotten back from a trip to Tulsa, and we stopped off at Pops. And Pops, for those who don't know, is just a place that basically it's an old diner-esque looking, really cool place. It has this humongous, like,
a soda pop,
a 50-foot soda pop thing out front. That's really cool looking, lights up. And then inside they sell just a plethora of.
But it's from like everywhere, like all soda from everywhere.
Everywhere. And so we picked up a few, and we just reviewed them on our things. And I had one of the best times I've had with my son, with that moment, because I just feel like, one, I like being in front of anything with a microphone. It's just my nature. But two, just sharing that bond with him, seeing what his real reactions to something are. And kind of getting that feeling like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm experiencing this with him. Yeah. Not I'm making him do this. Like, he wanted to do something. He wanted to do something dealing with Fortnite. And I was like, boy, I hate Fortnite. Like, I don't hate the game. I just don't like playing the game. Like, it's boring for me.
Yeah.
I think it's a dumb concept for me.
So it just wouldn't have been good for you and him.
Brilliant. I'm glad 110 million people play, or whatever much it is now.
So it's a lot.
I think it's 110 million, which is crazy. But I was just like, man, I don't want to talk about Fortnite. It's kind of like your show here. Like, I want something mutual that we both agreed on. That food was a good idea. And so we got on there. First one was like cherry.
What was it? Food pairing.
Oh, yeah. The very first one. What, you talking about ours?
Yeah. Wait, is that what you're talking about?
No, well, yeah. I mean, I'm saying ours was like food pairing. Me and
my
boys.
You said ours. I thought you were talking about.
I mean,
okay.
Me and my boys was we did hot wing soda.
I think I saw that one.
And then we did and then you wanted me to do the hot chip challenge. I was like, I'm over it. That's the first and last one I'm ever gonna do, because I don't do spicy foods, and so I was like, I'm out. But I said, we'll keep this going, and then we didn't. But the point is, a lot of people liked it, and they were waiting for it more. And so I was like, man, I just need to make a YouTube now. Yeah. So I've been slowly trying to figure that one out. But yeah, we have a lot of fun. That's a great bonding thing for me and him, because like you said, mutual is good. Something that we can both grab a hold of, that we both like, and we're kind of just having fun, and there's a time thing to it also. You don't want to go too long, and
it builds a better connection. Like, you do anything with anyone where you share an interest in it, you're gonna build some sort of bond.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
So Minecraft and Fortnite are just out of my wheelhouse. I like Legos, and I know Minecraft is like Legos, but I'm still staring at a screen. I'd rather textile.
Just play Legos.
I'm in my hands. I like Legos a lot.
I love Legos.
Yeah, I like. Well, obviously,
as you can see by my table.
I know. It's got a Lego table. It's awesome. But yeah, it was a good experience, and I hope we can share more later.
I'm starting a petition.
Oh yeah.
To bring it back.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Okay. Here we go. Here's the first thing. What is something I need to try with my son?
Oh, that's a great question. I would
because we went to the Asian food market and got some weird random stuff, and we did those. It didn't go as best as we thought it would, so we only aired one of them. And
do you want it to be stuff you're probably gonna like a category that you're interested in?
I think what I'd like to do is something people expect every week. So it'd be like, this is the pop of the week. Then the next week would be, or the next couple of days would be, here is something random that we found. And the next one would be, hey, we got the Fridays of this, and it's just a quick draw 5-minute thing, like review. And then, and we just say, hey, we got a sponsorship. If you want to send us stuff, we'll try it out. Just, it can't be poisonous, and it can't have, these allergies in it. We don't have allergies, but I'm just saying, there you go. So,
okay. My first thought is pizza.
Okay. You know what? We could do a Taste Buds and Friends.
Oh, yeah.
Or Taste Buds Bud.
Yeah.
And then we have you over and we just try a pizza out.
I would love it.
Just a random pizza, though. Nothing different than that one pizza. And the thing is, that's the reason why we like it. It's just one thing we're working on. So we did 2-1. That was all right. But we try to find as much content out of that one thing as we possibly can.
Yeah, just that one product.
Right. And what I challenged myself to do is have scales of 1 through 10, and they were just made up on the spot. It's like, on a 1 to 10, how weird do you think this thing is? Or on a scale of 10?
On a scale
to scale of 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, how cranky are you after eating this? Something to that effect. So
different scales than the regular.
Yeah, than the regular scales. And then we could have a taste bud scale maybe later. Have like little,
Yes.
So
a little motion graphic animation on the side where like bloop 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 bloop.
Yeah, exactly. So. But
I love it.
Well, I'm sorry about talking my thing on your show, but it's.
No, I love it because I was a fan. Like I'd just be scrolling videos and that would pop up and I'm like, oh, here's a new one.
I'm like, man, your place is like awesome for this. Like, I wish there was a section in our house, but I think that's going to have to come a little bit later, but I'm okay with that because, and that's another thing. Jordan's like, please stop showing our house. It's just right here. This is where you can stay right here.
Don't show the whole house.
Don't move around. Don't turn. Well, I'd like to call us very neglectic. We have a lot of stuff, but really all it is we just we collect a lot of board games, a lot of figurines.
Maybe you should do a little setup, like a little board game background setup.
Yes, we shall.
You need like a board game shelf.
I need a board game podcast also.
Yes.
So like I have Taste Buds, and then my own show would be this, and my boys want to do a Minecraft one. So then we could just be like the Anderson family.
That would be amazing.
Whatever. So
like to do something as a family like that sounds awesome.
it would be awesome. And then Jordan can do her makeup, and then maybe I showcase on there every once in a while and do makeup with her.
Like do your makeup? Or
yeah,
you do her makeup?
I would never try to do her makeup because she would look awful.
If you did a YouTube show where she did your makeup, I'd watch it again and again and again.
Okay. Well, I need to suggest that to her. I think she gets nervous behind a camera, so we'll have
Maybe
to
it's
see
just
how
like
that
over her shoulder, so she's not actually on camera. It's just your face, her doing your makeup.
Yeah. That'd be really funny. I know it takes a lot of energy to be. She's a nurse, by the way. I know it takes a lot of energy for her to like really get into the people mode. So her not in front of people, but in front of a camera may be okay. It's like, hey, this is my way to, let out some steam, get some things off my chest in front of millions without it being millions.
If you can like block that out, and it's still, because it really would just be you and her, even though it's like, if you can get the thought out of your mind of people watching it later, then it's...
This has been a very inspirational show for the Anderson family. Thank you very much,
You're
Jay,
welcome. That's what I'm here for. I'm changing lives, and I'm doing it one person at a time. So far, I have one person.
Do you need me to beatbox us out? Or
actually, we're like right now is the end of it. I just paused it because there were 6 seconds left. But let's recap. What did we learn?
Well,
today?
we learned beatboxing 101, which is the bass, and then a little hi-hat.
Yes.
And then a little snare. Okay, so that's your. Now most people say boots and cats. Boots and cats. Now just
really?
Press your lips together and go. Just blow some air through it. No, don't don't growl with it. Just. There you go. Yeah, it's close. Yeah, you'll get it later.
I'm gonna sit here all night.
So that's our drum kits. Then we learned about a little bit of what it's like to be with a wild child.
Parenting.
Not to expect too much. Just expect you'll do the right thing. If you know you're a good person, they'll be a good person too. And then we went on to something. Art.
Talk to Art. Talk Taste Buds.
Yes, talk Taste Buds.
Talk family bonding.
Schools. You
Schools.
don't have to go to a college.
Winking at your teacher.
Oh, winking at your teachers. That's right. Winking at your teacher will do absolutely nothing for you other than get you out of everything.
Which I'm all for. I'm going to start winking at people at work.
I should probably look at what his grades are right now.
And he'll
Man,
be
your
like,
kid was the cutest, but boy, he has to go to 3rd grade again. I'm just kidding.
and he's like,
Oh, nope. Now he's in 4th grade.
how does this happen?
Jay just winked at me, by the way.
Ugh.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
So we did a lot in 40 minutes.
yes, that was great.
And we'll do it again.
All right. Sounds
soon.
great.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, Brandon. It was a goodbye, but not for long, because I see Brandon most days since we work together. But that's a good thing, because he's someone that is fun to be around. He's always at least trying his best to be positive and looking on the bright side of life and difficult situations. So, you know what? If you get a chance, have a conversation with Brandon. He's a good guy and fun to talk to, obviously. I hope you guys had fun. I did. And I also probably would have said that I had fun even if I didn't. Well, I don't know if that's true yet, because I don't think I've had an episode where I didn't at least have some fun, which I feel lucky for. So, anyway, that's it for this week. If you like this episode, please let me know. If you hated this episode, please let me know. And if you have any ideas for future episodes, please let me know. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you next week.